I drink my son's load for breakfast every day. I'm a divorced mother, living with my 18-year-old son. I've been very corny after my divorce, and I frequently use toys inside my room, and I knew my son could hear me. It all started a few months ago when I went to clean his room. I noticed one of my panties was under his desk, and it was covered in dried load. The smell was intoxicating to me. I didn't say anything to him about my discovery, and let him have the freedom to continue. Sometimes I intentionally wore the panties with my son's fresh load on them. It turned me on like crazy. Because of my free reign on my son's behavior, he has seemingly become emboldened. He not only releases his huge loads on my panties, but also on my bras and my skirts, as always. I pretended not to notice and simply wore whatever piece of clothing that had his dried load on them and washed it off later. It seriously turned me on knowing that I've been wearing clothing with my son's load on them. One morning, my son told me he made me coffee and carried a cup to me directly. It was unusual for him to make coffee, and as I drank it, he stared at me with the most strange excitement. I stared back at him cluelessly, and when I tasted a trace of his load in my coffee, everything was clear to me. But once again, I pretended not to know what he was doing. Later that evening, he carried a cup of milk to my room and said, "It's good to have a cup of milk before sleep." I could see his wild excitement as I drank his milk. He asked me how does his milk taste, and still acting like I was completely oblivious, I told him that his milk tasted very sweet, and Mommy loved it. I could see that burning love in his eyes. Now he makes his special coffee every day, and I enjoy it. Yesterday I even tasted glazed donuts made by him. I couldn't stop licking the glaze. He kept watching me as I tasted his donuts. It brought him so much joy that he went to the toilet for a moment. At that point I asked myself, when will he finally dare to suggest me a bit more? Follow for more!